So on my live streams, you guys have been pestering me to do loads more like podcasty, story time, rewatchable kind of content on YouTube. And I've been sat here racking my brain trying to think of video ideas, but I've nothing. I honestly have nothing. My life has been so beyond boring the last month, 2 months. I slobbed out over Christmas, and obviously we had that crazy storm in the UK, which meant that everyone stayed inside for like 2 weeks. And then 2024 hit, and I thought, right, now's the time, I'm going to be productive. And then I got the flu. I went out busking, singing one day, and I had a little bit of a cough, but I felt okay. And then by the time I got back in the evening, this was like the first week of January, it just hit me like a truck. I felt like shit. I got into bed, and just did not move for like the next 3 or 4 days. I felt terrible. I had no energy. My cough got worse. I couldn't sleep at all. I kept waking up feeling shivery and cold, but boiling hot at the same time. It was not nice. So it didn't last that long, thankfully. It only lasted about a week, maybe just over a week. And in that time, I have watched a lot of Harry Potter films. I know the entire origins of the Hunger Games, including the life of Haymitch, the entire life of Joanna, the details of every single Hunger Games leading up to the first film. And I've also been reminded that when I stay inside the house for too long, I start to go insane. Like, I probably shouldn't even be putting this out publicly, but when I stay in the house for too long, I don't know whether you guys get this at all, I start to feel like I'm like an actual crazy person. I will start hearing like fucking voices in my head and shit. I'm just not made for being inside 4 walls. I have to be outside at all times. And no, before anyone comments it, I'm not schizophrenic. Maybe I am schizophrenic. The only other thing I've been doing tons of reading about while I've been trapped inside this house is the Ariana Grande and Ethan Slater drama. Now, I wanted to do a full video on the topic, but then I thought about it, and I'm not really a news or gossip YouTube channel, I guess. It maybe could be something I could put on my second channel, but I don't know. I feel like covering it as a whole requires photographs in the video, and I don't want to get done for copyright. I get really, really paranoid about copyright and stuff. So I'll just touch on it briefly. So what I know, right, okay, this is all, like I said, I get worried about legalities, I don't know. I get worried about stuff like that. So this is all alleged. This is all literally just stuff that I have read on the internet. Okay, just putting that out there. So apparently, Ariana Grande, who was apparently married to Dalton Gomez, I think they started dating in 2020 and then got married, and everybody assumed she was really happy. However, she's going to be starring in the new film adaptation of Wicked, the musical, and apparently, while on set, she gets together with Ethan Slater, who is also married and has just had a baby with his wife. As you can imagine, this has caused absolute uproar on the internet. Ariana Grande is the absolute target this month, kind of in the same way that Hailey Bieber was when all the Selena Hailey drama was going on. And I don't know how to feel about it. Basically, people are just calling her a homewrecker. My volume levels are weird. Hold on. Yeah, basically, people are just saying that she is a homewrecker and she does this same thing in every relationship that she gets into. Like, apparently a lot of Ariana Grande's ex-boyfriends, like Pete Davidson and maybe Mac Miller, who sadly passed away now. I don't know her exes off by heart, but yeah, people seem to think that she has taken them away from spouses or girlfriends and essentially just displayed homewreckery behaviours. And now, of course, she is taken away a man from his wife and newborn baby. But something I noticed is nobody seems to be putting hardly any blame on Ethan Slater. I know that Ariana Grande is or was married to, but I sort of feel like he's more at fault. I don't know, he's got a newborn baby. I feel like he's got kind of more commitment than she does. And even though it's terrible if they have both cheated on their partners, to walk away from, well, to allegedly walk away from a new family is pretty horrific, I would say. Obviously, we are just outsiders and spectators, and we do not know the full details. It could all be made up, but I am fully invested in this drama. And the thing is, I've always liked Ariana Grande. I had a huge amount of respect for her after what happened in Manchester. And to be honest, I feel a little bit sorry for her. She has clearly gone through a number of horrific things that nobody should ever have to go through. Obviously, the Manchester attack. And her, I think, on and off long-term partner, Mac Miller, he was a rapper. He passed away, and that, it looks like that affected her greatly. I do feel really sorry for her, and she's probably very traumatized from those events. Whether that's got anything to do with these alleged behaviors, I don't know. Sorry, I'm just sorting my volume levels out because it's clipping. But I think people need to lay off a little bit now. I can't imagine being a celebrity and having to read that amount of abuse about myself online. I mean, I am by no means a celebrity, but I have a relatively, for a TikTok presence, mine is relatively small. At the moment, I have about 190k followers on TikTok, maybe slightly less. And the barrage of abuse that I get on my videos, that is a small TikTok following. And the amount of abuse that I get, I know that affects me mentally. I always say that it doesn't, and I'd like to think that it doesn't, but it definitely does. It definitely takes a toll on you when you are waking up every single morning, opening your phone. The first thing you're doing is opening your phone and reading horrible things about yourself. And if you're doing that enough every morning, it's gonna affect you mentally at least a little bit. There are tons of celebrities who have chosen or tried to step out of the limelight because they can't deal with the fame and they can't deal with the abuse. And it does make you wonder whether some of these celebrities who have suddenly died or mysteriously passed away have maybe faked their deaths to get away from it all. Like, there's loads of conspiracy theories about whether Michael Jackson's really dead, about whether Elvis is really dead, and there's dedicated sort of fan bases and forums where people will share photos of like sightings of Elvis, sightings of Michael Jackson. I'm trying to think of any more celebrities. Who's the guy who died in the like drive-by shooting? Is that Tupac? I've probably got that wrong. I feel like it was Tupac. Maybe. Yeah. There's the other guy who died pretty young, the rapper XX, I can never remember his name, XXXTentacion. Please don't come for me. I don't know anything about the rap world. But I saw a video years ago, of somebody visiting his grave, the XXXTentacion guy. And he has like this huge fancy tomb, and whoever it was filming, they walk up to it and film the inside, and you can sort of see like a ghostly figure in there. It's really freaky. There's also been some what people think are sightings of Elvis Presley alive and well, living as a priest. I'm going to just Google this. I'll edit this down. I'm going to Google this because I want to tell you the details, but I can't remember it that well. Oh man, there's a whole Wikipedia page dedicated to this. As if he died in 1977. That is so long ago. And he was only 42 when he died. For some reason, I thought he was a lot older than that. My best bet is probably looking on Reddit. There's a user on Reddit called Stacey Ann who says that on Elvis's gravestone, his name is spelt wrong. That's dodgy. With how famous he was, you would think that they would check that like a million times before putting it actually up. XGBone79 on Reddit said that a lot of people thought Elvis didn't look like himself in his casket, which is just stupid because he's dead. Of course he's not going to look like himself. He's going to be all malnourished and decomposed. When the mortician does you up after death, I imagine they've got to make quite a lot of changes. I saw a video on TikTok not too long ago of an actual mortician doing like a practice thing on a plastic head. And they were saying that they've got to sometimes take pieces of wax and fill in like cracks and it's pretty grim, decomposed bits on the face to make the body acceptable for public viewing. So I imagine that would change how somebody looked quite a lot. Back to the thing about people spotting Elvis alive. I just did a little bit of research, and the main sort of theory is that Elvis is now living as a pastor in Arkansas. There's this guy called Robert or Bob Joyce who people think looks exactly like Elvis would look had he still been alive. I'm not gonna lie, I can't put pictures on here like I said because it's probably copyrighted, but having looked at those photos, I see why people would think that, because he looks so like what you would imagine Elvis would look like now. But when I was doing my reading, people have hounded this guy, like literally hunted him down and forced him to confess to being Elvis. And this guy probably isn't. He's probably just trying to live his life. People are turning up at his church or whatever in his house and being like, "Say you're Elvis." Until I watched the new Elvis film, I didn't realise how massive the hype was around him. It was probably bigger than Beatlemania, and we all know how insane that was. I feel like there's a new sort of mega person every generation. So obviously there was Elvis and then the Beatles. When I was growing up, it was Justin Bieber, Bieber fever. And as the new generation has been growing up, I guess it's being Billie Eilish. She's the big pop star at the moment, right? Personally, I don't think I'd be able to cope with that level of fame. I would be one of those celebrities who becomes a recluse and loses their mind because they can't deal with the press. And people always think, oh, it'd be so amazing to have that much attention and just get whatever you want and have everyone recognise you wherever you go. But the novelty would 100% wear off after a while, and you would hate it. You would hate your life so much. Like, being realistic, imagine being run down or ill, or it just being one of those days where you can't be arsed and you just want to go down the corner shop with no face on and your hair a bird's nest and just feeling like shit, and you can't even step out of your front door without 50 people with cameras running at you and trying to snap every single angle. I would kill myself, and I'm not even joking. Fame really is a blessing and a curse. I need a little sippy sip of my drink. Hold on. I've had an incense stick burning in the background and it's made my lungs... Bleh. Alphaba core. That would have been a great segue for me to talk about Alphaba, but I've nothing to talk about Alphaba about. Everyone knows about Alphaba now. In fact, I can talk about the scabies thing. I don't know how widely that's been covered on YouTube. God, maybe I should be like a news and broadcast channel. I'm pretty good at this. But again, there's not much to tell. Allegedly, Alphaba had scabies. Those of you who know who she is, which is everybody at this point. Okay, no, if you don't know who Alphaba is, she is a TikToker. She goes live and gets loads and loads of viewers essentially for just acting disgusting, burping all over the place. This isn't necessarily her fault, but she has terrible skin, and it's kind of common assumption from things she said in live streams and stuff that it's because she doesn't wash very often. There was something about her not brushing her teeth for like 6 months or whatever. And recently there's been this whole drama about Alphaba admitting that she has scabies on live stream. There's lots of live stream clips emerging on TikTok of Alphaba being kicked out of Starbucks for going in when she had scabies. I'm pretty sure that when you have scabies, you shouldn't really go outside as it's really contagious. There was then a whole thing about her going to Chelsea Lee Arts house and giving her scabies or something. Again, this is all just stuff that I've read online. This video has turned into me just slagging off celebrities. That is not what this was going to be. I was just going to give you like a life update. But like I said, I've got zero to talk about. So why not just talk about other people? It's what I'm best at. All right. I'll try and wrap up the video on a non-bitchy note. What life updates can I give you? I've put on a stone in weight. Slay. The neighbour's cat is really cute and it keeps coming round for visits, but then bringing dead rats to the door. I got this really cool vocal pedal that I've been using busking and it's been going down really well. It goes like this.
Game over.
Maybe I should just talk purely in autotune like that comedian. And on that note, I genuinely have nothing else to talk about. Like and subscribe and click the bell if you want to turn all notifications on for my videos. Sorry that I've been quite irritating in this one. Like I said, been stuck inside, forgotten how to socialize, forgotten how to speak to people. If you want to find me on all my other social media platforms, I will leave them in the description, as well as my second channel. Let me know in the comments specifically what you think of the Ariana Grande drama. That is what I'm most interested about here. Okay, right. Bye.